Thank you for joining the Syndicate Network and your host, Skywalker the Jedi. Skywalker the Jedi.
This shit probably has been in the works, bro, for quite some time, man. This shit probably has been in the works, bro, for quite some time, man. Because if Toby and him was that tight...
You know what's crazy, Sky, is when we talked about this before, I completely misread that. Because you remember my reaction, right? My reaction was like, I thought we knew this. I was reading this as Saffron for some strange reason. It was Emery.
No, yeah, bro, it was Toby.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
it
bro.
changes everything.
Yeah, no, you definitely had like a very muted reaction.
Well, I think you've seen some things out there, right? And we're excited about the film. Of course, you know, we were saddened by the events that caused Zack Snyder and Deborah Snyder to have to leave and turn the reins over to Joss Whedon. But he was already working with us on some of the scenes for the additional photography that we're going to be doing shortly, and it was fortunate that, you know, Zack convinced him and he agreed to step in and finish the movie, help Zack finish his vision, and we're excited about that.
You said that you wouldn't be back except for the Dark Knight Returns, but I don't know if Netflix finally has it and you could hypothetically continue, would you be open to it?
If Netflix had owned the rights to the DC characters in my extended universe, of course I would absolutely whatever. Yeah. No question.
You'd be pretty happy.
Yeah.
I would be very happy.
The Zack Snyder fans are weirdos.
Do you think James Gunn rebooted the DC universe properly?
This answer your question.
Oh my God! James Gunn.
Hey Walton, James Gunn's not more successful than Zack Snyder at the box office. Zack Snyder, look at Batman v Superman and how well 300 did and all that stuff. Boy, I gotta tell you, James Gunn's fans, you guys are like, you're more aggressive. Let's just say more aggressive than even Snyder fans, and that's saying something. Woo! And you got a lot of free time, I must say.
Woo, Hunter. Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Skywalker back at y'all with another one. Y'all could be anywhere else in the world right now, but you're here with me rocking out, and I appreciate that. Much love, y'all. We about to get to it. I told y'all we're gonna be mining these conversations out all week. And today I felt like was a great opportunity for reflection, right? We're gonna be reflecting a lot today. While y'all be sure to show up tomorrow, because tomorrow is gonna be probably the hottest Zack Snyder hour I done, yo. Real talk. We bringing that heat, that fire tomorrow. I don't think you guys understand. It's about to be so lit. It's about to be so crazy. But shout out to everybody that's in the live chatting right now, and everybody that will be catching this on replay crew as well. Much love, y'all. We got Vegeta in the house. Much love. We got the good Austin, aka the Flash of the Syndicate Network, the Flash of the Cool Table, the Flash of ZSSM. So it almost feels like this bidding war might last until infinity. Until infinity, but Netflix knows the end game. I'm getting tongue-tied, bro. What's going on? We got Douglas Murphy. What's going on, Douglas Murphy? Much love and appreciation, bro. We got Qatar Law, Nightwing. You dig? Shout out to the Nightwing. Hey, he said Paramount should just shut up and go away. Hey, I ain't really covering that takeover no more, bro. I think I, did enough of that last night. Put that to bed. We got the Batman in the building. What's going on, bro? We got Audio Man, Bass Reeves, Bat Dan, Mr. Movie Mike. All right, he says part 2 is just like phase 2, end in the beginning. Let him know what's up, bro. Sin Havoc 5150, he said, just wait till this whole thing is a 20-minute intro. Hey, I'm trying to get there, bro. Because they said the 10 minutes was too long. We got the homie L Necron. What's going on, big dog? W Mears in the house. Ichiro's in the house. Josh Herrera. Much love, Josh. We got TJ. He said Doomsday is here. Oh, yeah. Michael Capo. Much love, y'all. Much love. He said, what up, Sky? Did you send any more talking points to Ted Sarandos today? Crazy, bro. That was wild, was it not? We was talking, man, look, y'all lucky I didn't pull all that up. I was going to pull that up, too, when I was talking about redundancies, but I felt like it would have been redundant. Ooh, man. They gonna hate me, bro. They gonna hate me by the time this is over with. They already do, but they gonna hate my guts. This is real talk. We got Paulo Caesar. What's going on, bro? They gonna hate my guts. SPR Dave is in the building. All right, man. That might have been one of my best puns ever, bro. But anyway, right, let's go ahead and let's get through this little open and rigmarole so we can get started with the show. Make sure you guys are smashing that like, share, and subscribe. Look, listen. I think right now is very, very key for you guys to be liking, sharing, and subscribing to this content. It's been a whole lot of like weird stuff going on over here lately with this platform. I ain't about to go into all that, giving all y'all that behind the scenes stuff, but hey, it's been crazy. It's been crazy, and just right now is an important time for everybody to be hitting that like, share, and subscribe, please. Because we trying to increase the bandwidth of the message. See, that's the problem, right? I think that's the point right, is that they know that if this message gets out there more, because we just telling the truth. Oh man, it's wild how just doing that can have you in any type of situations, right? Crazy how that works. He said that's the word of the day. Redundant. Yeah, the redundant. It's how those redundancies do. I'm just saying, right? You know, but anyway, I just wanted to say that. So please like, share, and subscribe to the content. It would do the platform very well, and we appreciate it each and every single time that you guys do. So ZSJL to Netflix. Oh, excuse me. See, I'm getting ahead of myself. Because look, I'm sorry. I've been having conversations about curves today and whether or not being ahead or behind of a curve is important. It's crazy how people can just, when they're losing an argument about curves, just be like, oh, I don't care about curves. And I was like, yo, well, you should, because typically speaking, when people are ahead of them, they have better results, right? Like we can all agree it's better to be ahead of the curve than behind the curve, right? I mean, you don't want to be behind, right? But anyway, ZSJL to Netflix and Snyderverse. See, look, man, we so used to winning, and I'm so used to going through the opening hashtags that I'm merging the two. Is ZSJL on Netflix and Snyderverse on Netflix? Because I used to be saying sell ZSJL to Netflix and sell Snyderverse to Netflix, but hey, that didn't happen. So y'all gotta bear with me, please. Right? We own to the future. Anyway, we getting that conclusion of Zack Snyder's DC arc. Look, and that's what the Zack Snyder hour is going to be about tomorrow. Y'all saw what Zack said. Y'all saw, and I saw. I just been waiting though. I've been letting all this stuff marinate, yo. See, that's what I'm learning to do now. I'm learning to let some of these situations marinate, and I'm gonna just let everybody have all this rope, right? And then afterwards, when we're having these conversations, and then people start looking back, that's why they over there deleting receipts. Why y'all think that they doing that? Anyway, look, if you want to get that conclusion of Zack Snyder's DC arc, I mean, in theaters, on the Netflix platform, in IMAX, however, we are using these hashtags, right? This is the most effective campaign. Oh my God, ever. Oh my God, never mind. Let me not even get into that, man, yet, because we're going to have that conversation too. This week, mind you, by the way, just so y'all know, this week, we got the Zack Snyder hour tomorrow. Look, if you trying to rock out, you know, the way that we rock out is we just be positive while we're using the hashtags. We don't mix them with others, and we also just don't talk to anybody over at WBD, because why would you right now? I mean, everybody over the company just got bought. Why would you be see? And you guys see, never mind, because we're gonna get into that. Right. But anyway, yeah, that's how we got this far. So ZSJL to Netflix on YouTube and X are also platforms that you guys should be following and subscribe to. As all pertinent information will be coming from there, as well as myself and Apex Looks of the New Geeks. And if you'd like to sponsor a stream like Homie Floyd Lawton did tonight, whenever you guys give super chats, super thanks, gifted memberships, super stickers, anything, it is tally it up, and whoever donates the most will have their name scrolling across the bottom of a following stream. You dig? And let's get caught back up with the chat, and then we'll get started with the show. Right? He says, send your thoughts and prayers to all those content creators. Their contracts and free rides are over. Crazy, bro. Crazy. Wild. He said, from all the stuff floating around YouTube, it's become clear that James Gunn's intention from the beginning was to shit all over Superman and prop up Supergirl from A. Look, I'm gonna be honest. I ain't even been following that movie, bro. I mean, that movie is redundant. Oh my goodness, bro. Oh my God. He said your bio on X has 2 in the hashtags. Hey, and it's gonna stay that way. My bio staying that way. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Hey. He said clock's ticking. Soon all this. Hey, I'm telling y'all, man. Look, hey, and I'm telling you back then, hey, y'all can look. I don't care what anybody else does. I don't care if y'all be like, oh, they don't own them yet. If y'all would like to refer to the prior streams, then you may do so. Right? Hey, dun, 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 dun. He said Supergirl, whatever. Oh, yeah. No. He said pray for Charles Gasparino. He said what? Somebody look. I ain't about to do all that. Anyway, let's get to this, man, because here's the thing, right? We're gonna be doing some reflecting. We just gonna revisit these 3 moments. Okay, it's just 3 moments that I picked out damn near at random because it's been so many throughout these past few years and months, days, all that, right? So with that said, I'm like, yo, we can just go over some moments, right? And for one moment that we're gonna revisit is when I put the hashtag out, the infamous moment. That's gonna be the first one that we revisit, and I feel like it's important to start the conversation there. And then after that, we're gonna be getting into just 2 moments from the recent big business streams, right? That I think kind of help paint a larger picture as to why everybody else was wrong about this shit. They were all wrong. Like, I don't want to hear any and that's why I don't know if you guys have sensed it, but something's changed in me. I feel it. I feel it on the inside, right? This is over. This conversation is done. I'm not having it. We're not repeating or rehashing any of these recent conversations. I'm not going to be coming back, oh my God, about this hostile takeover. I don't care what happens. It's a wrap. Netflix, yo, you guys can believe it or not, right? This is just like Ripley, believe it or not, right? Pure fiction. We made it up. Hey, all that stuff, but I don't care. Right? We have been the only people that have been holding this down for this entire time and have never wavered. We've always maintained that Netflix had enough money to buy the company, bro. We've never not said that. So the fact that everybody's trying to push all this fear and have all these conversations, he said, if they want you stuck in an endless loop of fighting misinformation. Yep, and it ain't about to happen, bro. I'm not rehashing all this hostile takeover. He said, you mean hostile hissy fit, right? Yeah, I'm not rehashing this. There are no more narratives from the DOJ not accepting the deal to hey, Paramount, somehow their deal is better. It's the same deal. It's not, they didn't even up. Yo, I don't even think that people realize. And David Ellison told on himself because he apparently knew that this deal is gonna get turned down. Man, hold up, man. See, y'all think this shit's a game, bro. Like this is so crazy. Right? This is so crazy. Right? How many question. How many people been telling y'all that Paramount came with a new offer? How many people were saying that? Huh? You had people in my chat saying that. You know what? And this is the homie, and I'm about to answer. Hold on, y'all. Watch this. Just don't even be caring, right? Anyway, so how many people was saying that was a new deal? Oh, they upped their offer. How many people said that? They were saying that in my chat. In my chat last night. They was in my chat last night saying that. But I got something for y'all. I got something for you, right? I got something for you. David Ellison says he knows the Warner Brothers the Discovery Board can't accept his most recent offer. What? Why is that? He said he knows that they can't accept his latest offer of $30 per share, right? Which was the same one that we were trying to tell y'all was about, we showed the video where the young lady broke down the entire thing and broke down how the Netflix deal was still superior, right? He said, if they accept the offer as it is today, right then, they're admitting breach of fiduciary duty. So I don't think they can just take that, right? Because Ellison said Paramount's Monday offer was the same as the one it delivered privately to WBD on Thursday. So there you go. All of these people lied to y'all. They lied to y'all again, and they got y'all looking stupid. Y'all out here twerking, and you look bad. You twerking with a bad back. Do you not understand how y'all look out here? Crazy. Y'all looking bad out here. They convinced y'all that it was a new offer. You see what happens when you just go with these narratives? You see what happens? Damn, Sky was right again. Crazy work. I told y'all, I played the video. I was like, yo, this is the same deal. I literally said that. You guys remember? Do I have to pull the footage? I don't want to. I literally said it. I was like, it was the same deal. I said, it's the same deal that the young lady from Bloomberg reported on. That we watched the day prior. I watched it 2 days in a row. This is insane. They got y'all twerking again. This is nasty work. This is they got y'all looking nasty out here. What's up, Mama Bear? Thank you for being here. He said their tactic is if WBD accepts this offer, they're basically admitting that they never saw this offer, which isn't true because they did, and that's why they picked Netflix. Crazy. He said, funny how they all have sources, right? Man, these people are looking bad out here, left and right, yo. They're looking bad out here, left and right. Y'all twerking and yo, can't do it. Back's too bad. Got lumbago, right? Can't do that no more. You got to find some other route to go. Ban Jamaica. I mean, that's crazy, yo. He said, but Fatal J said, really? What is, oh my God, bro. Add that to the list. Wait, first of all, who are these people, dog? Who are these people, dog? He said, Sky, you were right. I'm telling y'all. But then you'll have people coming in the chat, and then they'll be trying to argue with me, trying to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Last night was a great example. You had one person talking about, I don't want to listen to all this business stuff, while another person talking about, I need stock tips. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's crazy. This is wild. So anyway, I didn't even want to do this. Well, but they got y'all looking bad. Every time I turn around, it's something else. Y'all over here, oh, they upped their offer. Hey guys, see, they heard that 82 million and they came back with 108. Bro, they said this was the same shit they said to him on Thursday, bro. This is crazy. Out here twerking and look bad. What's going on? Apex? Much love, bro. Right? This is wild, bro. Anyway, I ain't even want to get into all that. That was just extra. We just had to make y'all look bad extra. Right? Iron Will, Chimera, much love. He said Snyder versus inevitable. Oh, yeah. But anyway, let's go back to this moment, man. And then we'll just kind of go from there. But we've been ahead of the curve, yo. He said they said $108 billion. Bro, how many times did they say that the Saudis came back and helped them up their offer? How many times? They were saying that in the chat last night. So, which means that they lied about where that money came from in the beginning. You remember when David Ellison came out and said that money wasn't part of that sovereign investment fund? Crazy. Wild. But anyway, let's get to it. Right? Let's watch this for a little bit. Mind you, this right after Cavill got fired too.
From my perspective, okay, I'm not saying that I know everything. All right. But I kind of sat on this and this is what I came up with. All right. WBD is clear that
right back.
they're not about to fucking they're not about to, try to fuck with the Zack Snyder fandom, right, or anything like that. And so, as a bunch of you were bringing up earlier, we have a bunch of hashtags that have been going around that have been getting censored, like fire James Gunn, hashtag F James Gunn, Gunn and Saffron out, right? All those things have been getting kind of censored. And so it's clear what's going on, right? They don't even want to see the backlash anymore, right? But at the same time, what can we do? I feel like we have to continue to let the people know that there is interest in this universe, right? But I think that we need to go a different route. And I think that the route that we need to go is we need to up the pressure on WBD by they need to sell this fucking thing. They have to. It's a long shot, Joe, but Zach is working with Netflix right now. Zach might even be re-upping with Netflix. Who knows? Let's just say he does. All right. Netflix has already shown interest in buying Zack Snyder's Justice League from WBD back in the day. Okay. Right now, or no, from WB back in the day. Right now, WBD is strapped for cash. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we need to put pressure on them to sell this shit to Netflix. And who knows? Maybe even Netflix will try to make another purchase. Right? And WBD being strapped for cash, maybe they allow that to happen. Right?
Little did you know, King.
I think that hold up, let me actually pull this up. Hold on a second. I think that hold on. I think that we need to create enough fucking buzz to potentially have them try to relook into that deal. Because continuing to go down this rabbit hole of like WBD and asking them, right? No, I think we need to turn our attention to Netflix and be like, yo, can you guys facilitate this shit? Right? Can you guys facilitate bringing this? Y'all already working with Zach right now. You're already showing that you're invested, right? WBD is not trying to fucking do this. Right? And so this is the hashtag that I'm going to be using. Oh my God. Hold up. See, that's what happens. Live TV. Here we go. Yeah. I don't believe that, you know what I'm saying, that this hashtag can be taken down or censored, you know what I'm saying? Because any of these hashtags that we're using, where we're like going at James Gunn or going at Peter Safran or anything like that, I don't think that, I don't think that they're going to allow these things to get any more traction. I just don't. Like I have no faith whatsoever that they are going to, like, you already see. First it was the fire James Gunn. Or wait, no, first they were censoring the F James Gunn, which I understand that. Okay. Everybody being vulgar. All right, cool. Right. Fire James Gunn started getting censored. Right. And they were like, okay, so we're gonna change it up. Let's do hashtag Gunn and Saffron out. Right. That one started getting traction. Right. They started shadow banning that one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that any of these hashtags that we are using, is going, I mean, that it is going to have any type of connection to WBD or going at any of their damn like execs or anything in any type of way. I mean, look, like you might even be able to say that they've been doing some of this stuff on purpose, right? That they were riling the fan base up just to get people in a tizzy, and then to turn around and point the finger and say, oh, you know, you guys are the problem, right? WBD don't want to fuck with us, yo.
Oh yeah, right. So the belief in Netflix was there, right, from the very, very beginning, right? From the very, very beginning of this thing, we believed, hey, Netflix was the better option, right? We've always thought that, right? You said, I told y'all you spelled it wrong first. Yep, I did. I did spell it wrong first. He said, thank me later, chat, for making Sky get a microphone. Yep, he did, bro. He did. What up, Mega Deuce? He said, what up, people? What up, Sky? Hey, much love, bro. We got another 2 in here. Right. He said, I had seen some of your videos before, I think, but I watched this one and was like, yeah, this guy is making sense. Hey, shout out to Alan Belt. Yep. Yep, bro. He said it was at that moment that I immediately posted sales DSL to Netflix. Hashtag sales Snyderverse to Netflix. Yep. Hey. He said, and what do you know? They did, right? For sure. But you know, he said some people in the government already saying Paramount's bid raises a lot of national security concerns. It's not happening. Bruh, I'm trying to tell y'all. That's why I'm saying, hey, I'm not even doing these types of conversations anymore. Right? I'm not even doing these kind of conversations anymore. But he said, man, I wasn't even here when these videos dropped. I pulled up late and y'all are still making sense. Hey, that's what's up, Kuneen. He said, if they laughed at the idea, well, who's laughing now? Facts. He said, how long from this video did you find out James Gunn didn't want Netflix in those texts? The tweet, the post that he put out, nah, he actually sat on it for like a while. I think he waited like a month before he commented and called him wacky. It was either a month or like at least a few weeks. Nah, but even if it was like some weeks down the line, y'all got to understand that thing went nuclear day one. Like day one, the Netflix idea just went off. I keep telling this story. I said it at like 10, like around almost 10 o'clock at night or something. Right. And I just put it out there. I didn't expect that to happen. And I went to sleep and I woke up and it was a wrap. Like it was everywhere. And I was like, yo, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? Right. And everybody was messaging me like, yo, do you see this? And right. And then like a day or so later, Forbes was writing about it. I was like, what is going on? And then a few days after that, Forbes wrote about it again. I was like, whoa, what is going on? So you got to think, Forbes is talking about this. It's like a whole bunch of people talking about it. And yeah, he waited like a month before he said anything. And it was like, yeah, it's the wackiest shit I heard. But anyway, crazy though, right? But yeah, let's even go back to a little bit more recent history though, right? This is from Big Business, you know what I mean? Part 1. Right? Once again, let's just go ahead. Right. And we just been having these conversations, right? Like we've been here. We've been the ones really pushing this narrative and really having these conversations while other people were not. He said, the text. Wait, what text? What are you talking about? Because you got to think. The text guy. What text? Text message. Bruh, you know what's funny? I be talking about this with Apex. I'd be like, bro, there's so much stuff that has happened. Sometimes I forget a lot, man. Like, y'all got to understand. And then it'll come up later, and I'll be like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He said my hashtag sell post went viral as fuck. It was in a lot of geek articles. Then the mainstream picked it up. Picked up the idea the next day. Yep. But yeah, let's he said the text of the survivor. Hey, I'm flowing straight from the survival scroll. No, those were months. Wait, hold up. What was your original question? Yeah. It was like months. It was like months. Because that was in like the summerish kind of when I found it out. Yeah. But let's check this out though, because this is from Big Business Part 1. Talking about all this Netflix and theater stuff, right? So I just wanted to bring this up because it's like a little thing saying, hey, that they said that Netflix acquiring Warner Brothers was gonna kickstart the theatrical IP strategy. Right. So I just want to start with that. So Apex Lux, it's confirmed that is part of their strategy, right?
Bro, that's what we've been saying from
right,
bro. This is kind of nuts, man.
Bro, right, bro. I'm just saying,
it's
from like 2 months ago, over 2 months ago, right?
Stephen Cahall,
by the way,
commenting on the potential benefits of Netflix.
Maybe he's the one that's delusional.
Warner Brothers. Oh,
right.
True.
Maybe he's the one that's delusional, bro. Because he's
a prime.
We're just covering what he said, right?
Okay, true.
Yeah, he is a prime example of delusion. I would agree. So
true. Okay, you're right.
Like an Optimus Prime, an optimal prime suspect.
Where's the optimism, right? Optimism Prime. I'd like that.
Right, but
kickstart at theatrical.
More like prime rib.
Getting ate up, bro. Pack the young man up and get smoked.
Facts, bro. Look, he barbecue chicken down there, bro. Real talk. But look, this is my thing, right? So it is confirmed, right? That look, Sky is not making this up, right? I just need this, like, because we're gonna follow this little breadcrumb trail. Okay. Now, I need people to also remember this, right? Because I remember. Now, Apex Lux, don't get into like what this was about, right? Like what the actual thing was. But do you remember? Do you remember when Fandango accidentally took a Zack Snyder quote the wrong way, and it sent the media into a frenzy because everybody thought that the Snyder cut was coming back to theaters, right?
Yeah.
Does everybody remember this?
Yep.
And it broke the internet.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Everybody lost their damn mind.
It broke the internet. He said, I'm thinking of a prime number. Facts. But no, that's real talk, bro. It broke the internet, right? It had IGN, bro. All the big places was covering it. They was like, yo, the Snyder Cut about to come back to theaters, y'all. Right? Here they are, covering it, right? Want to see ZSJL on the big screen? Stay tuned for a date. Bruh, it broke. The internet went ballistic, bro. This was a Netflix event, by the way.
Yep.
Everybody lost their minds, bro. Right? Now, follow me, right? Everybody remembers this happening. We can all recall this situation, right? Here's where it gets even stickier, right? Because y'all want to know what that was actually for, right? It was actually for the Epic Worlds of Zack Snyder, which was held at the Egyptian Theater, which screened 300, Watchmen, Dawn of the Dead, Army of the Dead, which we was there to cover. Zack Snyder's Justice League, Justice is Gray, and Rebel Moon, the director's cuts. But we just gonna stay right here, right? Bruh, now, Apex Lux. Who owns the Egyptian Theater?
That would be Netflix.
Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that Netflix has already screened Zack Snyder's Justice League?
I believe they have.
What are we talking about, bro? Right? So think about this, right? So Netflix already screened Zack Snyder's Justice League, right? We was there. People been tripping about this theatrical shit. And then you hear Ted Sarando sounding like me the other day.
In this transaction, we pick up 3 businesses basically that we're not currently in. So meaning we have no redundancies currently, but and one of them is a motion picture studio with a theatrical distribution machine. And so there's been a lot of speculation what we would do with this. And I think it's really important to note that we haven't talked at all about what we're going to do with this, but what we are going to do with this is we're deeply committed to releasing those movies exactly the way they've released those movies today. All 3 of these new businesses, we want to keep operating largely as they are. The theatrical business, we have not been talked a lot about it in the past about wanting to do it because we've never been in that business. When this deal closes, we are in that business and we're going to do it. So think about it. If we did this deal 24 months ago, all of those movies we saw this year do so well at the box office for Warner Brothers would have been released in the same way in theaters. Talking about Minecraft, I'm talking about Superman, I'm talking about Weapons, all those movies that Sinners. These movies will be released on Netflix through theaters the way that Warner Brothers did it before, but with the Warner Brothers operating entity. We think it's really important the way that they create and the way that they drive value. We didn't buy this company to destroy that value. The second one is the television studio who produce and license content to third parties. Also, we were never in that business. We are now. And I think it's an important thing that and when we get under the hood, that's a really healthy business. It's not as big as ours, and that's why we haven't really focused that much on doing it. The growth opportunity in our core business has been greater. But now in this transaction, we own that business. And Channing and that group do a phenomenal job. And we want them to continue to do that phenomenal job. And then HBO is another example of that, which is, as Greg said, this is a prestige television brand that people really love. And I would say that they have been doing gymnastics to make themselves into a general entertainment brand. And I think under this transaction, they don't have to do that anymore. We're already a very well-established general entertainment brand, and we want HBO to double down on the things that people have loved for 50 years about HBO, the fact that prestige television and movies in the various pay TV windows. These are the things that we're going to keep going in this business.
Hey, thank you for the TED Talk. Get it? He said TED Talk, and his name is Ted Sarandos. That was a good one, Sky. I have to admit. But anyway, man. Y'all catch the slight flex, right? When he was like, yo, licensing content out. It ain't as big as a business as ours, you know what I'm saying? But, we can still make money off of it, right? Why not? You know what I mean? Because we wasn't in that business before, but we are now. Right? So when we was talking about, hey, Netflix was using Zack Snyder as a Trojan horse in the theaters, we was right. We told y'all. They screen justice is gray, dog. What is we talking about? They saw the demand. What do y'all mean? This whole thing. This whole week gave them data. Y'all not understand? Do y'all not see the play? Oh my goodness. He said prestige worldwide. Right? He said, yeah, man. He said, but did Sarandos consider what the Ellisons want? Not what they want, Kuneen. He said what they need. He said they need this, bro. They need this. They need it, you know? Crazy. Comprehension. Wow, man. But it's crazy. I don't know. You know, these things, they just happen. Right? But wasn't even just there, you know. Because look, we just been right about so much. Yo, and then Ted Sarando say we didn't, you know, but we not about to destroy the value, bro. What we talking about? That's what y'all was doing. Y'all was at a race to the bottom. We trying to own this for 100 more years. Like, what you talking about? We about to run it up. Do you not understand that we about to mine the Snyderverse? See, that's the thing. Because once again, we going to have this conversation on Friday. Man, look, I'm glad we're going to have this conversation on Friday. I'm glad that we going to get the Zack Snyder hour out of the way tomorrow. Because we having a tough conversation on Friday. It's going to be a tough conversation. But we're all going to get through it together, arm in arm. We're all going to lock arms, right? Literally, we're going to lock arms side by side. And we're going to walk through this together, okay? And we're going to come out of the other side of this conversation better for having this talk. I promise you guys. Right? That's my promise. But anyway, no, it's like it's insane, yo. It's insane how all of this has played out. Right? But you know, that ain't even it. Because y'all know my whole channel is just full of receipts. My whole channel is just full of receipts. Right. But hey, when we were talking about the fact that, hey, these people are in like an existential battle, that's why you're seeing all this behavior with all these people pushing these weird narratives, pumping propaganda to the people over and over and over again, you know, continuing to try to like drive certain narratives, right? Like, oh my God, you know. Hey, they keep saying, oh, this might get dragged out from I don't think this process is going to be too much longer. Yo, I'm so serious. I'm so serious, yo. I'm so serious. But, hey, Zazev said he wants this wrapped up by Christmas. Y'all don't remember that? He said, but we'll see. Anyway. Right? I don't know. I may be wrong. Maybe wrong. It may be months and months and months. It may be years and years and years. I could be wrong. It could be 10 years from now. You know, hey, for all I know, they can go back independent, like that guy said, right? He said they can go back independent. that people would rather they go back and stay independent rather than selling to Netflix, which is pretty much what they were trying to say. Right? They'd rather them stay on their own than sell to Netflix. But hey, whatever. Let's tap in right here. Right? When we had Nar the Misfit on. Shout out to him. I think that this is a great part of the conversation. Right? But hey, we're gonna see, right? And I really wanted the people to get your thoughts on that, man. Like, I mean, how was that? You know what I'm saying? Because they pretty much proved you right in real time, bro.
Yo, it was crazy. And you know, the funny thing is, I didn't fully read the article. I kind of like skimmed through it, but like, I said it, bro. I was like, yo, they're not prepared for a combination of Netflix, which is technically a tech company and move like a tech company, to enter into Warner Brothers, because Warner Brothers will enter into Hollywood, because Hollywood is all about keeping things traditional and not acknowledging changes unless they can find a way to mold it and push it into their traditional ways, because it's power, bro. And like when you lose a certain way of doing things, you also lose power. And then certain people get kicked out because they can't adapt and they can't evolve, and it's scary, bro. We've seen this happen so many times with different industries. But yeah, like, you know, when AT&T bought Warner Brothers, you think that they wanted that? Like, there was a reason why Warner Media, what was it? It was Warner Max and Warner Media, and then out of nowhere, Warner Max got dissolved and pushed into Warner Media, and Toby Emmerich was the one in charge of greenlighting the projects. It was all about getting rid of the new people and making sure that they don't ever come back, and putting the old people back in charge, because the new ones were listening to the online conversations and the algorithms, and they didn't want that in Hollywood. They wanted to be able to do what they want to do and force feed certain movies and certain things to people to watch. And Netflix buying Warner Brothers, Hollywood is afraid of that. They don't want that, but I don't think they can stop it, bro. Like, they can't stop it. It's Hollywood is it's not ending. It's just changing, and it's either gonna evolve or die, bro. And
that's what I was just kind of talking about. I'm like, they wasn't being great stewards of all this stuff, if you ask me.
Nah, they wasn't. It wasn't. And Warner Brothers, a legacy company like this, falling to the point where it needs to be sold 2 times, like, you know, like that's a sign of it, bro.
In a couple years, bro.
It's crazy. It's crazy, bro. 3 times actually, because it got sold to AT&T, then it got sold to Discovery, or merged or whatever it did. Because AT&T sort of still owns Warner Brothers in a way, and then, and now it's being sold to what they looking at, Netflix or Paramount. But if you notice what's going on right now, is a lot of push the narrative that Paramount wants to buy it, because they want Paramount to buy it, because that keeps old Hollywood in charge. But like I said, I think it's either Paramount is just, you know, riding the bid up for Netflix, because at the end of the day, or they're trying to push this idea out there for people to accept and try to move forward with, or try to convince Warner Brothers not to sell it to Netflix. But I just think that ultimately that's where it's gonna go.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Yo, and we actually got another special guest pulling up, another cool table veteran, bro. We got the homie L Necron in the building. What's going on, Necron? How you feeling, bro?
Good, dude. How you guys doing? Now I came in cold, bro, because I heard you say last night you needed me to come out on the show again. So I just got back and I pulled up. I haven't even really caught till I pulled
to the homie L Boogie
to hear what you guys are talking about.
Like pulled up, you know what I mean? But just a pause right here for 1 second. Right, what Nar is so eloquently stating here is he said, what the hell? Shout out to El Necron, right? What Nar is so eloquently stating right here is that this is a seismic shift, right? This is a seismic shift in the entire landscape of entertainment, period. Right, which is what this article, look, he said, if Netflix acquires Warner Brothers, the streaming wars won't just end, they'll reset the entire power structure of global entertainment. Netflix already commands 301.6 million subscribers worldwide, more than Discovery Plus and Max combined. Warner Brothers brings not just Harry Potter, DC, and HBO, but a century of production infrastructure, studio networks, and cultural know-how. Together, that creates something Hollywood hasn't seen since its golden age, a vertically integrated giant that owns the full pipeline, which is creation, distribution, and global reach. But unlike the old studio system, Netflix doesn't just distribute content, it programs culture in real time, algorithmically across 190 plus markets. So, pretty much saying, right, that this is why they're upset, that they're trying to stop this from happening, right? But as I just so kind of pointed to earlier, have they been great stewards of all of this stuff, right? Because here's the thing. I've been watching the internet for a while, right? I spend quite a bit of time on YouTube, people. I watch a lot of YouTube stuff, right? Watch a whole lot of the syndicate stuff. I got my channels that I watch, all that. Outside of that, news stuff, all of that good stuff, right? So I watch a lot of YouTube, right? I see what these narratives are, bro. Like, I see who says what, and I've been watching people on YouTube complain about the state of Hollywood for like a decade. It's been just complaint after complaint after complaint about how Hollywood is being run into the ground. I've seen video after video. I've seen thumbnail after thumbnail. I've seen title after title. Right? I've seen probably, I don't know. How many, look, I want you guys to put guesses in the chat for how many hours of Hollywood is dying YouTube content is there on YouTube. From, let's just say, even the prominent, let's just say even the people with 10,000 subs and up, right? How many conversations has it been about the state of Hollywood? How everything's woke, everything's this, everything's that, right? But yet, when an outsider comes in and say, hey, I can come in and come buy this thing, and, I got some, he said, Brain couldn't even pick up a number, right? Bruh, how much content is out there about how movies suck, right? They're killing the theaters. Oh my God, the theaters are dying. Bro, it's just like, that seems to be the bulk of the conversation from what I've been gathering for like a decade. At least a decade. Ever since comic book movies have come into prominence, it's been nothing but complaints on like a mass scale. But yet somebody tries to do something about it. Nope. Can't do it. Can't let an outsider come in. Right? Just like us. With this idea from the first place. Look at how they tried to stamp this thing out. How many times? You got James Gunn commenting on it. You got this Comic-Con bullshit that happened. Right? This is crazy. It's just wild how all of this has been happening, and yet, oh man, somebody wants to come in and they're even saying that, hey, we're going to keep putting stuff in theaters. And you got, look, I showed it on stream yesterday, right? That you had, who was that from CNBC, who just straight up was just lying to the people, straight up saying, yo, like Netflix is never going to put another movie in AMC theaters or Regal theaters, whichever one that he used, because it was one of the two. But he said, hey, they're never going to put another. And look, you just heard Ted Sarandos say it's not true. He said, bro, if we'd have had this 2 years ago, you'd have got Sinners. He even threw Superman in there for all y'all DCU fan. Bro, y'all DCU fans, bro. Even threw that in there. Right? He said so-called fans too. That's what I'm saying. This is wild. These are the only people I see that complain about everything with cinema and Hollywood, and then something seismic comes and it's about to shift it. And no, all of a sudden, that's an issue too. We don't want to do that either. Actually, we want to do what's going to kill more jobs, right? We literally want to take more jobs from people, right? Because Paramount's going to have to lay off a lot of people. That got proved earlier today. I put that what? Hold on, man. Where's that? Where is it at? Where is it at? Right? Because I put that out. Right? Netflix expects to see $2 to $3 billion in cost savings annually by the third year after the Warner Brothers Discovery deal closes. Paramount said it saw upwards of $6 billion in cost synergies if it merged with WB. And that, of course, signals looming layoffs on top of the thousands of job cuts the industry has seen in recent years. So, pretty much saying, hey, if this thing goes to Paramount, it's gonna. So you guys that are pushing for Paramount, you're literally pushing for more people to get fired. I thought we wanted people to work in Hollywood. It's like, what's going on, bro? What is going on? Are we trying to save Hollywood, or are we trying to keep it to where people about to lose their jobs even more? Ain't Paramount talking about doing something with AI? Didn't Taylor Sheridan just leave? Their golden goose just left. And y'all pushing for this to go over there. And coming in my chat with this nonsense. Trying to convince me that I'm wrong and that it should be going over there. Can't make it up. Can't make it up. Can't make it up. Can't make it up. He said Taylor Sheridan and Robert Kurtzman both left Sky. But look, it's cool though, because we want more people to get laid off, right? That's what we're pining for. He said, trying to save face instead of Hollywood. If they really cared, they would do some research and see the best option is right. No, they can't. But because look, I keep telling y'all, I don't think a lot of people know that. I don't think they own their channels, bro. I just don't. In the sense that you would say, like, how I can just talk about whatever on my channel. They've literally said stuff like they let me talk about Zack Snyder right now. Who is they, and why is anybody allowing you to talk about something on your channel if it's your channel? That makes sense. I thought it did. I thought it did. Right. But anyway, and no, but it ain't even just the influencers, bro. It's everybody. That's what I mean. So when you have people openly pining for something that I know is the wrong thing, you have to question yourself. Right. Boom, 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 boom. He said, the film jerk answered your AIDS like milk comment, talking smack like he doesn't understand. Oh, man, bro, we not talking. Bruh, he need to wash his hair, dog. before that man come over here try to like pretend like he don't know what the fuck is going on right now, he need to wash his hair, bro. And he knows what I'm talking about because he knows that when I saw him that day, his hair was greasy as shit. He knows that. I know that. He know that. Stino know that. Everybody that was there, we all know that. But anyway, he said, I love the comments in those donkey videos. They call his ass out saying, nah, bro, you were talking shit. Take the L. Right, just take the L and move on. But anyway, he said 90% of YouTube content creators are bought and paid off by the corporations. For example, the corporate. I'm serious. But yeah, I don't think that they really be running their channels like that. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. Because I have certain stuff happen to my channel that don't happen to other people's channels. You know, outside of like the homie Apex, you know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, there's obviously been a lot of shit there. But y'all know what I mean. Outside of the syndicate, you know, this shit be weird. You know what I mean? Well, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. He said, eat that crow like a champ, dog. If you did it, the people would appreciate you more. But anyway, back to this, man, because we genuine over here, yo. We can have whatever conversations we can have. And that's why ZSSM is so dangerous, man. But here's the thing, though, is that like, we don't even want no smoke, man. All we trying to do is just get look, but they know, because here's the thing, and I keep rehashing this. I keep saying that everybody that behaved in a certain way, they have to look themselves in the mirror. They're gonna know. They're gonna know deep down inside exactly what they did. And they're gonna have to rationalize that with themselves. When all right in their darkest, deepest, quietest moments, that little voice in the back of their head is gonna go, yo, you a bitch. But anyway, y'all put your last questions and comments down at the bottom. Anyway, man, yeah, crazy, bro, crazy. We don't want no smoke, man. We just want to have conversations. We just want to put our information out, right? Have fun, be entertaining while we do so. Right? We don't want none of this nonsense, man. Just don't involve us. Any way, shape, form, or fashion, and we won't have to have these conversations that we have to have now, because now these things have to be mined out. You guys behaved so atrociously the past 3 years. Would y'all think that these talks weren't coming? See, that's the thing. They're trying to cause confusion. They don't want us to stay on point. They trying to, it's not happening. Y'all wrong, bro. You're wrong. You lost, and this shit is over with. Oh my goodness. But anyway, if they can live in whatever delusion, right? Who's delusion? This is my last resort. Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Hey, you know what's funny? I actually, because I think it was Curly Ray put that, he like sent that and was like, yo, man, this had me cracking up. And I showed that to this to my friend, and she was rolling, bro. She was rolling. And you know what's funny is I showed, and then I was like, man, only thing that bugged me out about that clip was he didn't put when I said that he looked like Mike Shinoda, right? And then I showed her that clip of him, you know. Yeah, the Netflix thing ain't wait, I showed her this one, and she was like, oh my God, he does look like Mike Shinoda.
Yeah, the Netflix thing ain't happening. I know there's like a certain loud part of the fandom that is like, you know, oh, it's gonna happen. We're getting so close. Yeah, the Netflix thing ain't happening. I know there's like a certain loud part. Yeah, the Netflix thing ain't happening. 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 I know there's like a certain loud part of the fandom that is like, you know, oh, it's gonna happen. We're getting so close to, you know, ripping Zack Snyder from moving forward and progressing in his film career. They're like, no, Zack.
Right, dude look like Mike Shinoda, bro, and I'm like, dog, we about to get the Snyderverse back. Zach just posted Mira earlier, and he talking about we ripping him away. Do you see? Look, excuse me for not believing that these people are fans like that, yo. Oh my God. Wake me up and can't wake up. Wake me up and save me from the nothing I've become. Can't wake up. Oh my God. Oh my God, bro. He said that guy didn't even support Rebel Moon. He said ripping Zack Snyder for moving forward. Get out of here. He literally just posted Mira like right before the stream started. I'm not joking. Which we gonna cover tomorrow on the Zack Snyder Hour. Man, it's gonna be lit tomorrow. I don't think y'all get it. He said ripping Snyder for moving forward, yo. He said junkie when he calls that beep, beep, beep. This number is no longer in service. All right. Oh my God. He said, no, man. Look, I don't even know what he said, honestly. I was just, look, that was just off the dome because Iron Will said he was talking shit. But anyway, man, look, they gonna learn, bro. They gonna learn. You know, we just trying to chill and move forward. We just love Zach's projects, right? We wait, hold on. He said Film Junkie is straight sad. Dude used to flat out love the Snyderverse. I used to watch hours and hours of dude and his homies who are nowhere to be found outside of one or two of his whole cast is new. Crazy. I haven't seen none of his new cast, but here's the thing. And we still with the cool table, bro. The cool table still remains, dog. Look, you know what's wild though? Is I used to watch a lot of these people too, man. And I'm gonna say this before I get on out of here, right? I used to watch a lot of these people too. But for those of you guys that don't know, you know, and I will always say this because it is the truth. It is what happened, and I'm not gonna shy away from that. My first like one or two times on YouTube, I believe, was on Matt Jarbo's channel. It's crazy, right? And yeah, I was linking up with Mad Max and them, which shout out to Mad Max too. Definitely not shout out to Jarbo, but nah, like, you know, I mean, I didn't know, right? Like I was just on here and I was trying to make my way and I was, you know, navigating this whole thing. But one thing that always remained for me and that was never going to change, it was never going to change, right? The one thing that was never going to change for me was, and I always said, it doesn't matter how I feel about the other content creators or anybody that I've been like kind of rocking with online, that's not going to change my love for the movies and my love for Zach's films and all that. Like that's one has nothing to do with the other. And I've noticed that a lot of times that gets mixed over here, right? Like you'll meet people and it's like, if they get mad at you personally, it's like they just do things and act in a way that wouldn't behoove. Because look, let's say, just for sake of the argument, that Netflix goes through with this purchase, they bring back Zack Snyder and he finishes out the Snyderverse. This would have been the thing that got that conversation started. And I don't give a shit what anybody says. So just think about that. The thing that would have the thing that would have led to the conversations that started to bring the fucking Snyderverse back would have gotten stamped out if not for our resolve, right? And I didn't used to watch like a whole bunch of that dude, but I did used to watch his channel. I was watching anybody that was like pro Zack Snyder, man. Honestly. So all those people, I watched them all. And I feel just like you did watching what kind of happened to a bunch of them too. Right. And it sucked, meeting your heroes. Sometimes it sucks, but sometimes it doesn't suck because I've met Zach a few times and he's super dope, man. And I see why everybody loves working with him and his entire cast loves working with him. Right. So there are outliers to certain things. Right. If that makes sense. Yeah, bro. Oh man, Ping Pong Flits. I used to watch Ping Pong Flits, bro. Real talk, bro. Zach posted a pic of the black sheep of the Snyderverse, but we're the ones ripping him from. He said, "Man, get that." All right. Yeah. Oh, nah, bro. Yeah, I definitely did watch him. It wasn't hours and hours and hours, right? Yeah, crazy. Shit, Scamming was trying to defend that. Oh, it's crazy. But shit, I thought all of those guys were pro Snyderverse, right? Why does it seem like they're mad right now, bro? Why is everybody mad and Zach's about to come back? This is about to be glorious. Y'all know why they're mad. We all know why they're mad. We all know why they're mad, right? Right? We all know why they're mad, right? We all know why they're mad, right? Nah, I know, bro, but I was clarifying anyway. No, I had 100% knowledge of who you were talking to, but I wanted to clarify anyway. just to let it be known, bro. Cause I had said that too. Right? Oh my goodness. Nah. He said you guys are gonna learn that a lot of these people are just plants. Yeah, bro, that's the thing. Crazy. But I'm not, and then they come at me and act like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, he's bugging. Right? He said it's gonna be really hilarious when they announce the SJL2. It's gonna be hilarious. It's gonna be triumphant, bro. We chilling, bro. We chilling. Says ZSJL, the Emerald Cut on Netflix. He said they want to look. Hey, I'm about to get out of here, man. I'm gonna get at y'all next time, man. All right. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow for the Zack Snyder Hour. Should be a whole lot of fun. Like I said, we got some real conversations coming, and the fandom gonna be better for it. Right. But yeah, we'll see y'all then. Peace.